tell us about your path at PSI Metals. So I started at PSI 16 years ago. It's actually my first job after university and still my only employer. And I had 4 distinct paths or roles within the company in that time. So I started out in the classical way as a software engineer, project engineer in various MES projects, implemented MES in Austria, then moved to the US, to our American office, to Pittsburgh, and implemented also an MES system there. And so that led me to change to my second path, working on our software platform. And at the end, this led me to the team leadership of the FMD department, so framework methodology and delivery in Berlin, where I was responsible for the whole product development and release management, test management, and all of those topics around that. In parallel to this work on our framework, I also did a bit of a research project. That's the third path. It was called the Future Lab, where we worked on the future of MES. So we worked with our customers and we did research and we did small prototype projects in a small team, really to figure out what should the MES of the future look like. And since the beginning of 2022, I'm on the fourth path or the fourth stretch of this career. And this is going back to the start and working again directly with our customers, implementing MES solutions, and now in Australia and New Zealand.
And how did PSI support you during this moving?
With the moving, that comes in the next one.
Yeah. Okay.
But I should talk about that, yeah. Yeah, sure. So you started at PSI Metals in Berlin. How was the decision-making process that led to your move from Berlin to New Zealand? So the move from Berlin to New Zealand was really driven by private reasons. So my wife is from New Zealand. I met her when I did my master's degree there a long time ago. And after 16 years in Berlin, it was just time to move back closer to the family. And that was the main driver of the move there. Of course, PSI also supported me in this move. Being such an international company, there was the ability to move with our clients in that market and to start building really a local team that can support our customers in Australia and New Zealand, with a dedicated local team. In what ways has this internal move contributed to your professional and personal development? So I think in general, any move of role or focus within the company really helps you grow professionally and or personally. A lot of people don't stay with one company for a long time. One of the reasons is they want to see different, perspectives. They want to do different things. But I found that within PSI, you can really do these things. You can do very different roles, but stay within the same company. And so that's what I have been doing. And we have had people who move from software engineer to project manager to sales manager, and then go back to being a project engineer in the end. So there are a lot of different career options possible. And in this particular move, I think what I found I learned mostly was, again, what our product is capable of, how we can best support our customer in applying our product after being on the other side developing the product just before, and also learning about the challenges of such a task and how you often have to solve difficult problems in a short amount of time, and you can't always implement the perfect solution. You have to do what is needed for the customer at that point. So it's been an interesting learning experience. And additionally, also working with a really international team on our side from Europe, from China, India, Australia, and also working with the Australian clients has been a fun experience. What advice would you give to other PSI Metals employees and future employees considering an international move within the company? I would advise you, if you just start out with PSI, to first, build your network and your knowledge in your role and in the location that you're in. So try to establish yourself, try to learn everything about the aspect of your job that you're currently working in, and also, get to know your local colleagues. I would also encourage, especially if you're in a role as a project software engineer, to travel as much as possible, go see the customers, see the customer sites, network within the industry. It's a very small industry as well, and you meet people many times in different roles. So that helps a lot as well. And when you have built this base, so you have knowledge to offer and you have a network, then you can start reaching out to either your manager and ask them about potential moves, or you can also reach out to other locations, colleagues there, if they need someone on their projects. And in general, there are many opportunities. Sometimes you have to search a bit for them and you have to really go for them. But if you ask your manager, if you're persistent, then PSI is always trying to be very supportive. And I can attest to that, having moved to the US once and then now moved to New Zealand, always having the support of the company. So it's encouraged to go for that and to have this international exchange.
And also you're hiring for Australia, so what you're looking for? What is the perfect candidate?
For Australia, what we're looking for is someone who is self-motivated, curious, interested in learning new things. I think those are the key skills that we look for. Of course, you will need a background in engineering or software engineering, computer science. But on top of that, because we're such a small team, you will have responsibilities from day one, and you will need to, organize yourself and manage those responsibilities. And we've been very lucky with the team so far. We have hired some great people that fulfill that role and that really have this PSI spirit, which I think is, you just do what's needed. And sometimes even outside your role description and get the job done, yeah. I had one other thing that I wanted to say, now I'm forgetting it. Oh, doesn't matter.